Hi guys, it's Jennifer Davenport here. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but we've been a little crazy, busy since opening JD's 11 months ago. A lot of things have been happening, but let me give you an update. We are actually going to be expanding. So I wanted to add some character in the new part of our space. So today I want to show you what I've been working on. So I wanted to create some really neat character on the walls. We headed off to the home improvement store and purchased brick paneling. Runs about $25 a sheet. We nailed it up and I created a really cool German schmear kind of effect. Today I want to show you how I did that. So let me go over the supplies I used to do this project. The first thing is, this is called roll-on texture. It comes in a big bucket. There's several kinds you can buy. Get the smooth. We want to build up the brick, but we want little lumps in it. The second thing, after you're going to do that, you kind of want an off-white paint. But you don't need a lot because we're going to do half water and half paint and just kind of whitewash it over that. And then the third thing is, I've been using this for years. I love it. It's Venetian plaster. You can find it at the home improvement store. Very, very thick. It's what we're going to use to add in just certain sections of the brick to really highlight it and make it look really old. The very last thing you're going to want to do, you want to put a coat over everything. Makes it clean, neat, easy to wash later. When I did this the first time, I made the mistake of using polyurethane. Although it said it dried clear, when that hit the wall and dried, it was yellow. So I had to start that whole section over. Went back to the store, polyacrylic, that's what you want to use. It's kind of a milky white, water-based product. It was a dream to put on, rolled it on, and it dried quickly. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is put on the roll-on texture. Get your gloves on, stir it up really well, and I'm going to pour it into a paint tray. You can tell it's kind of thick. So get your roller and roll it into the texture. Make sure you cover the whole roller. Apply it to the wall in an up and down fashion, getting it into each little groove. Next, you're going to grab your putty knife and go up and down on the brick. Look how it makes it look antiqued and aged immediately. Now, it's a matter of preference how much you want to scrape off. If you want more red showing, then scrape a lot more. If you want a little bit of a thicker application, then don't scrape as much. Then you're ready to do your next section. Get your rolled on texture started, roll it on, and get back to your putty knife and start scraping again. This is immediate gratification. This is such a fun project. I love it. Now, in the section of my store where I'm applying this brick paneling, I really want it to be a lot more white because I'm trying to highlight bedding. So you can tell I'm not scraping off quite as much, and that's because I want to create a really, really clean look. Now, to tone down the red even a little bit more, I am going to add a whitewash. And what whitewash is really it's watered down paint. But you can tell I had a darker paint color on the bottom and I've just added a little bit of white. I didn't want a really, really stark white look. Now I'm going to add some water, just a little bit to make it pretty runny, and I'm going to stir it up and mix those two colors together. And here I've got kind of a smaller roller, makes it a little bit easier for me to apply. I'm going up and down and getting it on the brick. And then the next thing I do is I dampen a sponge and I kind of wipe back and forth just like I'm doing, and it takes off a little bit of the paint and gives it a worn and aged look. So my favorite part is Venetian plaster. See how thick it is? Kind of reminds me of cake icing. This is a really fun and easy part. Now, I like to either use a small board or some cardboard as a palette, and I put quite a bit on, and this way I don't have to carry a heavy can around. But what you're going to do is you're going to add it to the brick, maybe just on half of the brick, but I'm not adding it to all the bricks. I'm kind of adding it sparingly all over the entire wall. And this is going to create a really unique and highlighted effect. The Venetian plaster is very, very white, so when it dries, it's going to be whiter than the whitewash paint I added to the brick, and it just creates a wonderful highlight. So the last step, once everything's dry, make sure it's dry, you're going to roll on polyacrylic, and that is the last step to create this gorgeous German schmear look on an interior wall. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram at JD's All About Home. Thank you so much for watching my video. Have a great day.